Hello, namaskar. It's me, Rajesh. It's about quarter past 11 p.m. It's Thursday, the 3rd of April. And I'm reading this book here. It's by Yogananda Paramhansa. It's recipes given by him. Now, Yogananda was considered a very great yogi who lived a long time in America, influenced some of the people there. They say when he died, his body didn't decay for 21 days in American mortuary. So he lived a long time, founded a self-realization fellowship, a monastery for monks and nuns in America and Europe. And he was such a great man. I read his book, Autobiography of a Yogi, Man's Eternal Quest, and Divine Romance, Self-Realization, and so on. Many of his books I read. I was a great fan of Yogananda until 1995 when I was in Brazil. I was talking about Yogananda's system of meditation. We were in the ashram there in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, and I was talking about Yogananda's meditation, how it's such a wonderful system, such a powerful system. And one American monk from Ananda Marg was telling me, he said Yogananda's lesson 4 is Ananda Marg's lesson 1. I didn't really believe, but that day during lunchtime, it was lunch, all the trainees, we sat for lunch. And there was one special guest there. He was a young boy, a European boy. He was about same age like me, about 23, 24, He was sitting there and Dada Mesho and I'll introduce him. He said he's from the Self-Realization Fellowship in Brazil, the center in Brazil there. And he invited him for lunch. So he was chatting so happily and nicely with the others. And so I was saying, it's amazing, that though they're from different organizations, they're with different masters, they respect each other so much. And so in this European boy confirmed what the other was saying. He said yes, that their lesson 4 is he told us that the other said it's lesson 1. He said it's similar, yes, it's almost the same. So we chatted, and but now I'm reading this book here. I found that the Yogananda methodology is not like different from Ananda Marg when it comes to diet, In Ananda Marg, and most of the recipe books I've read so far, they don't use eggs. Here we have eggs. We don't use onions. We don't use onions. 2 green onions chopped. So you see Yogananda, his recipe when he was cooking, they are not absolute vegetarians, it seems. Here he speaks about minced garlic. In Ananda Marg, you can't get past lesson 2 until you stop taking onion, garlic, mushrooms. So we see that different schools, different masters, they do teach differently. No? Egg whites. They're ovo-lacto-vegetarian. So Baba was very strict about his diet. Even the monks in Ananda Marg can't take coffee, we don't take tea, no alcohol, no chocolate, and so on. Here we have small onion powder. Two green onions. So we have different masters, they teach differently. If you want this book, it's selling. You can get it on eBay. It's just selling for $5. But the importation through the online shops might be more tardy, more challenging. You have to pay maybe like $3,000 to get it in. So we see different masters teach differently, you know. I'm very happy with I've grown accustomed to living without the onion, the garlic, the mushrooms. And so, you know, with different teachers, I guess it doesn't affect them. He was such a great monk. They said now he's free in his spirit form. He's roaming with the likes of Babaji Mavatar, Jesus Christ, Shirdi Sai, and all the invisible masters. He's with them. Yogananda Paramhansa, great Bengali yogi. I read a book that he met one foreigner who went to study with him, and the man was so filled with energy, all his habits, his life changed. So I guess you have to choose your path depending on your calling or your nature. If you like Guru Bhakti Yoga, or you like to worship deities, you like to pray, you like to do penance like the Jains. And the Jains have this method, Salikana. When they're ready to die, they just fast to death. The process is called Salikana. Only recently, the great Jain Acharya Guruji Vidyasagar took Salikana. He stopped eating, and through yogic techniques, he gradually was able to forfeit food, give up food, and eventually left his body. So they are able to learn the techniques and they die in a very graceful way. So very nice. If you like chanting, you could join the Hare Krishna, you could join some of these the Gaudiya Sampradaya, some of these chanting ashrams and colleges, you know. If you like to do Hatha Yoga, you can join a Hatha Yoga school, physical exercise, martial art, Tai Chi, so on. So it does depends on the student. So this is it for books. Namaskar.